Hello, witty-wave here again. Ever get a good look in the rearview mirror and think, who is that maniac grinning back at me? That unsettling feeling, like you're staring at a stranger, can be quite jarring. Don't worry, you're not alone. This experience is more common than you might think. We all have a shadow, a hidden part of ourselves that we often ignore. It's that part of us that we often try to keep hidden, the side that doesn't always play by the rules. Carl Jung, a famous psychologist, introduced this concept as our shadow self. He believed that acknowledging this shadow is crucial for personal growth. Think of it like your own personal Hyde to your Jekyll, the part of you that loves a good burnout but pretends to enjoy kale smoothies. It's the thrill seeker in you that craves excitement, even if it means bending the rules. We spend our lives trying to suppress it, hide it, pretend it doesn't exist. We put on a mask to show the world a more acceptable version of ourselves, but like a poorly parked car, ignore it for too long, and it'll come back to bite you. Unresolved issues and suppressed emotions have a way of resurfacing when we least expect it, often causing more harm than if we had faced them head-on. Now, imagine your shadow self as your inner nutter. You know, that part of you that wants to dance on the table at a dull office party or eat an entire cake just because it's Tuesday. It's that voice that suggests the most ridiculous, chaotic, and sometimes downright hilarious ideas. This inner nutter isn't evil, it's just a bit unhinged. It's the unfiltered, raw version of you that doesn't care about societal norms or expectations. If you've ever felt the urge to do something completely out of character, that's your inner nutter trying to get some air. It's like an eccentric friend who shows up uninvited but always brings the fun. You can't ignore it forever, and you shouldn't. Embrace it, understand it, and you'll find that it has a lot to teach you about who you really are. But remember, just like any nutter, it needs boundaries. Let it out in a controlled environment like singing loudly in the shower or taking up an unusual hobby. By giving it some space, you prevent it from taking over at the worst possible moments, like during a serious work meeting or a family dinner. Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a Reliant Robin, a car notorious for its instability. Now imagine trying to navigate a winding mountain road with it. That's what it's like living with an unintegrated shadow. One wrong move and you're tipping over. Without understanding your shadow, you're constantly at risk of making impulsive decisions that can lead to chaos. It's not about suppressing those wild urges, but learning how to manage them without veering off the road. Think of it as learning to drive a quirky car. Challenging, but ultimately rewarding. With practice, you'll navigate life's twists and turns with more confidence and fewer crashes. So buckle up and get ready for the ride of your life. How to integrate your shadow and not end up like that weird uncle. The good news is, you don't have to live your life in fear of your shadow. The key is integration. This doesn't mean letting your inner hooligan run wild, but acknowledging it, understanding it, and maybe even giving it a bit of a controlled burn now and then. Think of it like this. Your shadow is a dog that needs walking. Ignore it, and it'll chew up your furniture. Walk it, train it, and it might just become your best friend. Or at least, it'll stop leaving unpleasant surprises on the carpet. Start by journaling your thoughts and feelings. This helps you understand your shadow better. Meditation can also be a powerful tool. It allows you to observe your thoughts without judgment. Talking to a therapist can provide professional guidance on integrating your shadow. Engaging in creative activities can also help channel your shadow in a positive way. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate your shadow, but to make peace with it. Balance is key. By integrating your shadow, you become a more whole and authentic person. And who knows, you might just find that your shadow has some valuable lessons to teach you. A case study in shadowy shenanigans. Remember Richard Nixon? Of course you do. Who could forget that nose? That distinctive profile is etched in the annals of history. Nixon's story is a prime example of grappling with one's shadow. He tried to hide his darker impulses, but they caught up with him. He was so busy trying to project an image of himself as a squeaky clean good guy that he ended up knee-deep in a scandal that would make a politician blush. His efforts to maintain a pristine public image backfired spectacularly. The Watergate scandal, my friends, was a masterclass in shadow projection gone wrong. It showed us how ignoring our darker sides can lead to catastrophic consequences. A final thought, and don't forget to subscribe. So, there you have it. The shadow self, it's a thing. Don't be scared of it, embrace it, learn from it. After all, it's what makes you, well... Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with a cheesecake. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me about your most spectacular shadow moments in the comments below.
Savoured this video? Fancy another? Click the on-screen video for an even deeper dive into fresh territory. Your support is like a warm cuppa on a brisk day. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell for the latest content. Cheers for watching.